Hey fellow kids, it's TP League time, and that means we get awesome matches today because all 4 races are represented, and for that special occasion, for the winner bracket semi-final occasion, you get a dual cast! Mr. Remo, how are ya?
I'm doing very good. I started off nice and early today. I got some workout in. I went some grocery shopping, and I'm looking forward to some exciting matches. You know, there was a little bit of a hair in the soup this morning because I showed up at 7:30 very early at my gym this morning because there was supposed to be a yoga course happening this morning at 7:30. And it was canceled.
No!
And I wasn't notified.
Goddamn cancel culture.
I woke up early for no reason, other than, you know, being nice and refreshed and productive and a good Christian boy as I am. But yeah, we're getting into the thick of things here in the TP League. It is getting exciting. Yesterday, I watched the VODs of the games that happened, and that was pretty cool already. And yeah, big tournament is drawing closer and closer to a close.
Let's tell closer and closer to a close. I like that. Let's show the fine folks what happened so far. We started the round of 8 yesterday with the winner bracket quarterfinal. That was all best of 3. Now we go into best of 5 territory. Fortitude, what a freaking god this guy is. Eliminating Happy in the group stage. You casted that one yesterday, 2-0 over Sock, when especially in game 1 it felt like he was eliminated like 3 times. Labyrinth got the win. On map 1, but not on map 2 and 3, and therefore Lin advances. We get Fortitude versus Lin, a rematch of a certain WGL semi-final. We also had Happy with a 2-1 over Lawliot, and Colorful. Pretty one-sided affair against Infi, 2-1 there. So our final 4 in the winner bracket: Fortitude, Lin, Happy, and Colorful.
Yeah, absolutely amazing games. 2 matches for us today, 2 best of 5s. Fortitude, the story so far of the TP League. How long was he in the dumps? How long was he complaining about TC Storm, 5-second stun, 6-second cooldown? But he's been coming a long way. He's been looking super strong and may very well be the best human in the world right now. According to the ELO standings, he already is. And I'm super excited to see what he's going to bring to the table. Fortitude, I think he's playing better than perhaps ever before, but not to be too negative. However, I feel like he has been able to rely on his strongest matchups so far. Against Undead and against Human. I think those have always been his strongest matchups, whereas against Orcs, I'm not sure where he lands, and especially against Night Elf, I must say I'm a bit worried for him. I don't believe there he has the best meta to go by, but he doesn't have to worry about Night Elf today. He only has to worry about Lin. Only about Lin. How hard can it be?
I don't want to be bad news Neo right off the start. I keep praising Fortitude here just like you do. I think he's so good. He's just walking over his opponent and wears them like shoes. But there's certain things that certain people can't do. For example, me. I can't start a cast without having my coffee in the morning. You can't have breakfast without a lot of sausage in it. And Fortitude, he just can't beat Lin. I am so sure that it's a mission impossible for him, and he just can't do it. It's one of these kryptonite matchups. He can beat Happy, but he will never beat Lin.
Yeah, it's been a long dry spell for Fortitude. When we look up the recent encounters that they had, we have to go all the way back to 2020 WGL Winter, when last he defeated him. In fact, the last few encounters that they had, most of them was Fortitude playing Night Elf, when he rather would play Elf in this matchup. But those days, I think, are over. However, Fortitude is a lot stronger nowadays than he was in the past. But it seems to me, on paper, that we have 2 favorites today, Lin and Happy. Not because the opponents aren't up to the task. They are. They are extremely good. But the problem for Fortitude and Colorful both today is they're facing the opponent in an incredibly strong matchup today. What that means is nobody is as good against Human as Orc as Lin is. Not even close.
I gotta cut you off a little bit because the stream that we're providing here is super laggy for me. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, it's quite laggy. Maybe the other one does work better.
I think so too. We got 2 streams provided by the organizer. That means we're not missing anything, hopefully. The stream we're switching to now was super stable for me yesterday, so hopefully it will all work out. That stream has a bigger delay, so we won't miss anything, guys.
About 2 more minutes or so, and then we should be ready to go. Yeah, this is the big story here today for me. Do we get an upset? It's going to be hard for both Fortitude and Colorful because Lin is a killer against human. And nobody's as good against human as Lin is as Orc. Not even close. And the same for Happy. His Undead versus Night Elf matchup is unparalleled. 1-0 also is a world-class Undead, but when it comes to this matchup specifically, Happy is a different beast. Which means, when Colorful plays and practices against other Undeads, nobody can do it as well as Happy. And same goes for Fortitude against Lin.
All right, then. I have high hopes for Colorful. He was playing really good yesterday, also in the Show Cup. He brought Happy to the limit, but here in 40 versus Lin, man, I just don't see it. Lin has to make the mistakes. It's not really up to Fortitude to win this, but rather for Lin to lose this. And yesterday there were some weaknesses. I think Labyrinth tapped out a little premature. This stream is lagging like crazy for me as well, by the way.
Yeah. For me, they've always been a bit unstable. So I hope I'm not the bad luck charm today.
You are. So what is our option? We can go to Fly Stream. Yeah, it's the same. Like the entire stream is laggy. Doesn't matter if delay or not. It's production thingy. Last season, we always went to Fly Stream because he's a super jolly fella. Then, of course, we don't have in-game sound, which is a little unfortunate. But at least we got games. So I guess that's our best option for now, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can try that. And maybe map 2 will check back on the clean feed. Maybe there it's going to be better. But yeah, 2 long series today. You say 40 doesn't have a chance. But 40, man, he's been looking so strong. I have some hope for him. But Lin has always been amazing in this matchup. Always. Like, right? Even if you think back to old WGL days, like many years ago, when it was Farseer Grunt days, Lin was always the non-plus ultra in this matchup specifically. His encounters versus Infi were head and shoulders above everybody else. For that reason, I always favor Lin against any human in the world.
Look at this though, there's a little bit of a push inside Lin's base. You keep on praising him, but he might be losing his burrow. The second hero just started. Chain Lightning is there though. Next Water Elemental summon. This has always been Fortitude's idea of this matchup. High pressure with low levels even. Oh no! The Water Elemental expires! This is so sad! All that damage for nothing.
Ooh, that was so close to those, like 1 hit away from surviving the Water Elemental. If it gets 1 or 2 more shots out, might survive. The items kind of saving Lin here. Archmage found terrible items, belt and the cloak. Cloak can be useful, but you know, not bonus damage. And the Farseer with wonderful finds, Circlet and the Mantle. Getting more kills as well, more experience. Now the Farseer is level 3. And all of a sudden, this game is not looking bad at all for Lin.
Oh yeah, level 3 unlocked, tech is coming, second hero is out. And oh, Archmage, what are you doing? Oh no! What a disaster. Since we tuned into Fly Stream, everything goes downhill for 40.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Now the TP being gone, the AM being so hurt, Lin has full map control. He can creep whatever he wants. I think I would have loved to see him even creep more aggressively. Go across the map, creep the shop there of the opponent maybe. But I guess you also need some heal salves. But that's a good start for Lin. And with a strong opening like this, wouldn't be too surprised to see an expansion here perhaps soon.
Yeah, we've seen this also in Meisterschaft. Earlier expansions seem to be a thing, but Lin rather goes for more units and more diversity. Well, on the other side, Double Sanctum, okay, but Archmage is super mega hurt. And it's not clicking on the scroll. Waiting for some units, I guess, to get maximum efficiency. But losing time, and time is of the essence here.
Dude, how much mana does this Farseer have? 540.
Yep.
If this turns out to be a long game, which it might, since we are on Twisted Meadows after all, if he gets to level 5, it's going to be zippity-zappity time. And you can even try to steal some last hits right here.
Try to, but our airplane cockpit overlay showed us experience goes to Fortitude. I think it's in the hands of the Mountain King now to turn the ship around.
Yeah, shouldn't be too much of a surprise. that Lin is going for the expansion. The question is, what kind of a mid-game does Fortitude have planned? Does he want to go just passive for the counter expansion, or is he going to be more aggressive? Especially in Human Mirror, we've seen him be very aggressive, try to punish fast expansions and so on. I wonder if that mindset also holds here against Orc. But with Lin having the expansion up, the TC close to 3, and the Farseer is so strong, Lin looking for the first fight.
Alright then, TC seems ready. Water Elemental summoned, that means he won't have that in the cast. Wolves versus water, and the creeps are a little bit involved as well, but Fortitude is in no shape of taking that fight. He's trying to focus fire on the Headhunter, not on the TC. Free reign on him. The Militia is coming, very good timing with the Popo. And Lin doesn't want to be arrested. Steps back a bit for a better setup.
Good speed scroll there also by Lin. He knows the Militia boosts up the human capabilities enormously, so he uses the speed scroll, gets out, still has the TP if he needs to get out again. You can take the green camp here for level 3 TC. It's going to be another nice upgrade, and the expansion will, by now, most certainly finish.
Okay, has been scouted. A few hits here and there. Heal scroll, invo potions, breakers coming. Getting a tiny bit better, but not if the Mountain King dies. Uh-oh, Stomp and Snare, full throttle. Invo potion gone with that immediately. Another hammer falls. But how are you supposed to fight this new Militia? This goes heavy into lumber, of course, but do you need that in the mid-game? Not really. Purge and Snare, and here we go. No potion anymore, only the heal scroll. He's buying a little bit of time with the crowd control that is clapped. But man, if he wanted to push, you gotta say goodbye to that plan.
And nicely done there by 40, good movement, and the heal scroll to save the MK. But it's 2 important items gone. Heal scroll and invuln both were used here. And on the retreat now, Lin is trying to not lose too much. You of course know he needs to get back to heal with the heal cells. You got a breaker, devour as well. But this is the time for 40 to make some plays to get some kills.
But Lin, the retreat, is it just the perfect retreat? There's a lot of damaged units, but there's no kills at all. Look at the Headhunters, look at the Grunts, look at some of the Shaman. This is the perfect situation for a heal scroll, and now Lin is back in fighting shape.
Yeah, he's got one Stomp as well. The TC's lining it up. The breaker front line isn't really there yet. Heal scroll given over, can use that now. The TC's got a second Coda, which he can use to devour. But just one ensnare is enough to deal with the breaker, and Lin looking completely in charge. Ooh, yeah, Fortitude, I think he realizes it. This game's lost.
And people who tuned in yesterday, I am a man of patterns. Remo, you know that. You make fun of that every now and then.
Me?
Yes,
Never.
you are. Don't deny that. But whenever Lin's on camera and he's wearing his red cardigan, he's losing. But you saw the... Don't laugh at me yet. You saw the winner's frame there. No red cardigan.
Whenever I wake up and there's a pigeon outside my window, that means that the next day the lottery numbers are going to be 6, 6, 3, 4.
Let me tell you something, brother. Lin in this playoffs is with 3 wins and 0 losses without cardigan and 0-1 with cardigan. So what does that tell you? Yeah? Yeah?
that you have some weird kind of OCD to be paying attention to these things. That's what it tells me.
It's pretty clear to me. And also pretty clear that Fortitude stood no chance. Was it just this one push to the burrow? I mean, it was kind of hard for us to tell because we didn't see the early game. But that looked like things all fell apart there.
Yeah, it seemed like just Lin was ready way earlier. Whenever Fortitude tried to take the fight, that's of course also the advantage of Orc in this matchup. Normally the TC level is faster, you get the heal scroll, you take the fight, you get ahead, you got the expansion in the back, just textbook play. And I feel like 40, he has to come up with something somewhat unpredictable. Because Lin knows, you know, everything. All the steps, all the necessary maneuvers for a standard game.
And I know that there's some folks out there who like to support us. Thank you, Sean Wright, for the gifted sub. Thank you, Foggy, for the raid. Thank you, Too Drowsy, for the 8-month resub. Woo! Neo and Remo cast today. Dispel, pain, oh no. Nice combination of emotes, my friend. Tam, 2 years in a row, 2 years full of fun, and less than three. Thank you. Congrats, Tam, on being part of the esports team of the year of the city of Peine. esports history right there. And Neanderthal, thank you for the 22-month resub. Pray for Human. Knallbier the 666 with a 17-month resub. Back to Warcraft best. But we're better when we're in-game, so we're doing exactly that. Map 2, Lin with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, kind of starting off as we were expecting. Lin again a killer in this matchup. Last refuge is the second map. If he feels bold, he's gonna go Blade here. This is the one map where he can play Blade Master. Is it gonna be that crazy? No. Okay.
Remo, I think we can go next. Look at the bottom right.
Oh!
It's a cardigan! It's on!
It's the red cardigan.
So, this make or break for my thesis. I'm the biggest 40 fan in the universe right now.
Alright, Neo putting his reputation on the line. If Lin wins, he can never call himself the Prophet ever again.
That has nothing to do with prophecies.
Yes, you just said he already won. That's a prophecy.
No.
Look at him trying to wiggle out. No, that's not true.
Wiggle. We go for the mercenary camps and pull it there. So a little bit of dispel early on against the summons, as both of the heroes of the players will have summons. Lin going grunts, 40 going footy, all as it should be.
Yeah, and this should make for a much better early game for Fortitude already. He is actually going to creep the Mer camp. Oh, that's cool. He saw no scout peon here, so he knew most likely Lin is going to be creeping early. And this is going to be a much better beginning stage of the game of 40, I would say. Having the Shadow Priest is already so good, he's going to get level 2 right away, perhaps even going to get level 3 easily, and maybe even get a juicy, nice item here.
Ooh, let's see. Last game was Belt, that's not that great. What's it gonna be this time? Devotion Aura? Not necessarily what he was looking for, but a damn good item nonetheless. Lin, fast tech, Warmill now, Farseer rushing across, but he's too late to pick anything up here.
Yeah, Lin with a very passive opening. Obviously, with a play like this, he knows this is a possibility. So still feels like it's worth giving the AM this amazing start for a bit of experience on his own side. Could just run across the map, go for the green camp at the High Priest, and then harass if the opponent's there. But no, Lin this time going for a different start. And we can see why Fortitude would choose this map as a loser pick. The early game indeed looking very, very good if you get the camp, if you get the Shadow Priest, which 40 normally always gets reliably. And Lin, he's behind by a bit already because of this early game. Not by much, but by a little bit.
Yeah, no damage done here. 40 now. Still not teching.
Is he gonna expand?
I thought the same. I mentioned this yesterday. 40 oftentimes a player among all the human players who likes to reach some certain stability first. Why are you not closing that surround? Oh my god. Shadow Priest in trouble. He's calling Militia, but yeah, it's an expansion.
We had the Berserker. If he can kill this Berserker, that would be huge, but doesn't quite get the surround. The Berserker gets out. But the Militia here, Footies, Watch Elementals, everything's ready to go for the expansion. If 40 can survive this early game without taking too much damage here, too many losses on the Militia, it is looking quite good for him. But then again, Lin's tech is around the corner.
Oh yeah, and then he can come in with a Panda maybe, or TC, Shadowhunter, whatever he chooses. Creeps still up for grabs. He can't allow a last hit. Level 2. Okay, close to level 3 for the Archmage. Here we go. All the creeps are going to the Chinese. Another Chain Lightning. But okay, 2 more kills going to Lin's way. But the grunt is low. You don't want to lose the Berserker. And I think he bought the necessary time for the rest of the game.
Barely getting away there with the grunt. Some footies died. I think it was 2 footies or something. But look at all the peasants. They're all still alive. The power build is starting, going for a tower as well. And the AM, most importantly, is level 3. Also still has the Shadow Priest, by the way. But Lin picking up the Berserker was still big. So what's the plan now for Lin? He's not going double Bestiary, which also we see sometimes against fast expansion, to try to make mass raiders and tear it down. But no, he's going for a Lodge, which would seem to indicate that he wants to counter-expand at some point.
I agree. I was basically looking for the shockwaves. I was looking for the mass raiders, but that is not the case at all. Just the standard play. And 40, he will have quite some footmen and mercenary access and a strong archmage, as we always get on Last Refuge. So I'm not sure if expansion is the safest play. He's
got the double Shadow Priest, which is really cool. if perhaps you can gather some more mana on them to have 2 or 3 abolishes, that's a huge help. And the AM now by himself, applying pressure. And yeah, this is not the easiest position for Lin at all. But this, I feel sometimes are also the more interesting games to watch for players like Lin, when they are behind, when they have to come up with something, and when they can't just cruise control to victory.
Okay, so far good zoning by 40. Footies are doing what footies are supposed to do. By some time in the late early game, 6 minutes in, Expo running, towers are coming up. And Lin, I don't know, this movement indicates that he wants to pressure a little more. Is he going to the south? But 40 knows exactly what's up. Going for the boots and heading north already. Does he want to help Lin a little bit and creep the Expo for him?
Could even creep the Merc camp if he was really bold. But no, he's playing it safe. He's going to take the High Priest here, getting a bit of experience every now and then. And having a fast level 4 Archmage would be wonderful later on for the casters, which soon will be coming because Tier 2 is started now. But it's still going to take quite some time before we have the second tier out for the human.
Okay, that's of course a big item here for Lin. Invo Potion. It's, only a Lumber Mill for now, no rifles. And wow, Mr. Remo Demo reading this game like a book. Mercenary camp it is, but Lin knows what's up. He's not in time. Oh my god, what a steal by 40 and gets rewarded with the Sobi Mask.
Oh, that's going to be a great item and also great to keep it away from the orc side. And now Fike's going to break out and 40 is looking pretty good in this engagement. He's got lots of footies, he's got a couple of mercenaries and a strong Archmage as well. And the Shaman mana for Mass Purge, perhaps not quite there yet.
Raiders running into the footman. Oh, he wants the Berserker though. That's of course big experience. Farseer is gonna get level 3, almost level 3 from this one. Footies are chasing the Shaman in the back. I really like that. Damage type wise, it would make more sense to attack Headhunters or Raiders or anything. But the mana on the Shaman is so valuable to get rid of the strongest asset that Fortitude has, and that is Water Elementals obviously. Goes for the surround, doesn't necessarily work. Chain Lightning gets rid of a footman, but with double income you can afford an entire army of footmen.
Yeah, good job there by Fortitude slowing down the creeping of Lin, also creeping that Merc camp away. He lost quite a few units though. That was like 4 footies and a Berserker and Water Elemental experience given away. But he's got the Sobi Mask. The Sobi Mask is certainly going to be quite nice later on. And he kept Lin busy. No counter expansion yet. And at this point, one would think that a counter expansion is probably too late. But if that's too late, what can you even still do?
Dude, it's early in the morning for me. Don't come up with hard questions like this. Expansions of orcs got buffed a little bit. It's a little bit faster, so maybe that window is still open somehow. Archmage also close to 4. Going for a Telestaff and an Invis Potion. Look at the stylish plays by 40 here.
Okay, pretty cool. Seems like he's expecting an expansion to come up, and he wants to cancel it Invis. And yeah, since he's Invis, it's so hard to counter this. The peons there, seems like Lin is trying for the expansion. He's got the resources, but 40 can certainly cancel it at least once.
Question is, how long will he be off the map? But Lin is taking a sweet time for the TC level 3. And he's getting it there. Not rushing across for instant distraction. There we go. How long is he waiting? Ooh, Lin leaves the Shaman at home.
What?
Oh
He's reading this play?
God.
He's reading the Invis play. Are you kidding me?
Despite the cardigan, dude, Lin.
He saw this play coming despite the Archmage being not visible. That is insane. But maybe the AM has enough damage. Okay,
yeah,
he does.
Okay. Sick. Archmage can get out, of course. TC is not nearby for a Storm to cancel the staff. He's pretty close to Fortitude's base, where we have arrived on tier 2. And it's rifles, casters, and even reinforced upgrade for the towers. What's it called? Masonry.
Indeed. And for good reason, because Lin is now going to go on the offensive. He's got strong heroes and a good army. Not a huge army yet, but neither does Fortitude. He's got the expansion, but they didn't have the time yet to build the 60+ supply army. And he has to rely on units because his heroes are a bit underwhelming. I mean, Archmage strong, sure, but the MK level 1 not so much.
He has the hammers. How much damage can he do? Comes in. No hammer yet. And Lin again, hunting these mercenaries. Not a fan of these. Oh, that lightning shield! All the units are hurt already!
Oh my god!
Heal scroll saves a bunch of them. Kodo falls in the process, or should be at least. Level 4 for the Archmage, more mana regeneration. Fight on the right-hand side with only militia. They will fall on the left-hand side. Another troll falls. Chain lightning number 2. That is level 4 on the TC because he wipes out all the militia. And now 40 pausing the game because it's too much pain. Oh my god, Lin.
There was 5 peasants killed with the chain lightning. That must feel good, even in the red cardigan.
Obviously, that's all due to lag that 40 is experiencing here. So the cardigan thing, you know.
I see. Okay.
It's in jeopardy. Oh God, how good is Lin?
Lin is so good.
Lin is so good.
When he plays against human, it doesn't look fair.
No.
It just doesn't look fair. All right, we're back. Wait, are we back in?
Yeah, we are. Supply is still in favor of 40, but oh boy, was that a brutal shock to the economy.
Yeah, he's about to have double level 4 heroes.
Yep. And that
Lin knows so well how to play around his strengths in the game that has had it difficult early, you know? So impressive. So impressive. We're watching one of the favorites here.
Oh yeah, 100%. Onto the Raiders, Mountain King will fall. There's no items on him at all, and Chain Lightning is the spell of the game.
And the altar was destroyed.
Yep.
Took out the altar before, the double hurts now on the MK. He has to go for the Tavern rest probably later, but first, he has to push back this attack. Maybe 40 can do it, because there's very little mana left on the Orc side, and the forces, in terms of rifles and so on, are still looking decent. But Fortitude is also bleeding, hemorrhaging units. He keeps on losing them time and time again. Very nice usage of Purge and Ensnare and everything here at Lin's disposal. Gonna force the TP now. Only lost a single Raider here on the way out. Saves 3 units plus the TC. And that was beautiful. And 40's just gonna stand up and leave.
He just leaves? What the hell? He's...
He's coming back, don't worry.
I've never seen this before. He just left for like 20 seconds.
It's okay, bro. Expansion kept mining. And it does that on its own.
And humans wonder why they don't win games. What the hell?
And now all the advantage, the economic advantage has been washed away. Fortitude had the expansion way earlier, but he's been losing way more units. Lin's counter expansion was not too late. He kept himself in the game with exceptional trading and relying on his super strong heroes. And now, I would say Lin has a bit of a lead. But Fortitude, if he can manage to get up this MK, he still has a chance in this game, certainly. But the MK's still dead because of the altar earlier.
Oh, yeah. Well, he rebuilt it apparently, since there is a revive timer, 15 seconds. But yeah, Lin raiding that base once again. Wolves in the back. Red spot for 40. That's level 4.7. Can't see the item just yet. But yeah, without Clap, man, what are you supposed to do? Lin taking the cheese of the bread. Laboratory creep will go to him as well. Some time for 40 to recover, but also the item. Very unfortunate. Only Katka's pipe.
It's not going to do much for him. MK now on level 2 is certainly a bit better, but still not having that level 3. Book of the Dead, that's probably useless. Do we have... usable? I guess we don't. Priests don't have a depth training. Fortitude has been under so much pressure that this could actually be useful if Lin thinks of it. And supply is getting closer and closer. And that's bad news for 40, because the hero levels are greatly in the Orc's favor.
How much time? Okay, there we go. We have the next fight. 40 still has a bit of a supply lead, and we got Clap finally, and the inventory of the Mountain King is really damn good, but the position isn't. It's a little bit of fiddling. We also have a heal scroll. Lin respects that. Double heal scroll on his side as well, plus an invo potion and a big healing on that almost level 5 TC. How is he supposed to break this?
Lin is just playing this so well. He's also been abusing the fact that he's had full map control for so long. Fortitude, until now, never was able to get to the shop. Now he's there, but I'm pretty sure the invul is out of stock.
Yep, Lin stole that. Red spot now for the Orc. Katka's pipe for him. Pretty good.
Quite nice indeed. TC now only inches away from 5, can get it easily. And the Farseer also not too far off. Lin not gonna take the fight here. I think he knows where 40 is. He's trying to flank and attack something else.
Man, Lin's movement is stellar. Never getting into a direct fight, just doing damage without any losses. Same as on Twisted in the middle of the fight, same as before. Wolf with lightning shield right into the main. Despite the arcane tower, doesn't even matter. So Fortitude, you need some crazy damage to still stand a chance. And it is the Blizzard transition that saved him the game against Sok yesterday.
Yeah, he's finally got the super strong heroes. Archmage 5, MK3. The spell damage could be insane as long as the Mountain King survives. But the TC also got level 5 himself. And here we go. Clap Blizzard could be really strong. But serious target fire against the MK right away.
Oh, chain lightning! It works to a degree, but there's no shop nearby. Potion on Lin's side. He's eating a lot of these Blizzard shards, though. That was good damage done. But Mountain King is the carry. He's your savior. And he's benched once again, this time for almost 2 minutes. Lin is respecting that Blizzard, though, and I think for good reason. You can't just step back, get another heal scroll, make sure that Fortitude is not getting any combat items, but he's a little bit in a slow trap here.
Falls back to the shop again and abusing these shops so well. The fact that there was no invo potion, that's what cost Fortitude perhaps the game here. Without the MK, can he still do it? Archmage also exposed, by the way. Yep. No TP on the IM either.
There's no invis or anything. Purge reigns down on this Archmage, but he is able to reposition. Oh boy, finally time to cast some Blizzard once again. And the damage is ramping up. It's like 14,000 already. Shaman far up front because they were chasing so far. Lightning shield here as well. Is he going for another go on this Archmage? Looks like it. Everything's so hurt. It connects! And Fortitude is shocked once again. Double wipeout on the heroes. It's only breakers left. But they only do tickle damage. They won't win you the game most likely. Lin is losing a little more. It's still quite a bit of army. But if a TC and a Farseer is chasing you, that's not the case for much longer.
Yeah, Fortitude staying alive here fairly well, but the heroes clearly in favor of the Orc, getting more kills on the chase. Both around 50. AM in trouble again. Certainly can't die again. But there's no purge this time. He does get away, but with the aura, Lin is so fast, he's finding just so many kills. TC close to level 6 already.
Ooh, Archmage is level 6. That is Mass Teleport. That's a new tool in the kit. There is Stomp against it, of course, but there's also a lot of plays possible with that ultimate. For now, we stick with Blizzard, and for good reason. We got the clap here as well. Lin is losing some units there.
Yeah, Clap Blizzard doing big damage, but also no priests left, which means Lin can whittle away at these breakers. Slowly but surely they will fall, and the TC does good right-click damage, and now he's got the ult. Now he can't be killed anymore, and Lin is picking apart this human army bit by bit. He's got a big supply lead now.
Okay. What do you do when you have Mass Teleport to your hands? There's no Invis cast of Sorceress yet. Lin giving his opponent a little bit more time as he needs to heal up. He has double income as well. 700 gold, stays at 50. 40 has the Mountain King back. 6 and 5 heroes. Okay, 40. Show us some strategic genius.
Mass Teleport. What's the cooldown nowadays? 30 seconds?
I think so.
Yeah, it's still very low. It used to be 20, which was even more insane. But 30 seconds is still very low. You can try to make plays with that, especially when it comes to base race. But at the moment, 40 is trying to build up a decent army again. And the MK now level 4 with really good items. I mean, this game's not over yet. But Lin's been looking very convincing so far. And Farseer might also get level 6 soon. Not sure how much that's going to do.
Mass Teleport to go home now, saving him a town portal. That was Lin's idea of pushing into the base pretty much the entire game. Fortitude can react to that for cheap now. He's not losing any town portals anymore. That will help him. 40's expansion was up a lot faster, of course. Lin has a 5,000 gold backup, basically.
Yeah, I think that's the plan here for Lin. He's probably going to try to play contain, semi-contain, and prevent a third base for 40, and then bleed him out once the natural and the mains have expired. Because exactly like you said, Lin's expansion is running for much longer. And he just retrained to Shockwave, so Lin doesn't want to fight anymore. He realized the power of these human heroes, and now he's just going to go for hit and run, probably.
Okay. More creeping. This is more no experience, but of course a little bit of gold. Oh, man. Interesting. 40 only wearing one part of his I was about to say headset, but it's not headset, it's earplugs. What a weird setup, man.
Well, as long as he stays in front of his computer, I think we should be thankful.
Maybe there was some serious Crab King business involved. You don't know. Oh man, the
if the Farseer gets level 6 with Shockwave and Earthquake possibly, this could be some serious base race.
Oh yeah. There is a Stormbolt though against Earthquake. I think it's rather invisible wolves.
Yeah, could also be good. I mean, depending on the raiders with Ensnare lockdown and stuff, you could keep the MK at bay maybe. There's still no invis, right? Yeah, which is kind of weird. I guess he has like no lumber. He's got like no lumber at all, weirdly.
Courtesy of that 5 peasant kill earlier. No chance for a tier 3. Oh, that is once again a weird position. Very defensively, hugging the shop for now. Lin's inventory is so good though, look at it. Double invul, double mana, triple heal scroll. He's so decked out, it's unfair.
But 40's got the bigger army, and arguably by now, the stronger heroes. In a straight up head-to-head, perhaps 40 could still win with perfect control, even against these heal scrolls. But I guess it also depends on how the shockwaves land, how the chain lightning lands. Lin's got some serious nukage himself.
Oh, we do have Invis now. I was wondering for a second if there is a mechanical critter, but that's not the case. Okay, here we go. Blizzard on all the raiders. Shockwave in the backline, and there's no heal scroll for Fortitude. AoE meta, everybody. I keep yelling this at you since 1.35 hit. We got Blizzard, we got Clap, we got Chain Lightning, and we got the Shockwave. And I think I know our winner. MK is dead. That's level 6. Will we get a celebratory earthquake? I don't think so. Chain wave, the damage is absurd. And 40 is in a bit of shambles, but he has a 10 supply lead. The problem is, Lin has a third base up, and 40 dodges that shockwave. Nicely timed. And Lin still has an Invo Potion, Heal Scroll, and a Mana Potion. Archmage! Ooh.
Lin is committing in hard. He's got no mana pot anymore, but the TC just wants to do it with the right clicks.
He can't die. Nice block by 40 with that Militia, though. Purge coming in. TC is trying to connect. Mass Tally, level 7, gives him extra XP.
Oh, no way.
And he survives. Oh, Farseer! Farseer! Invul Potion.
Oh my god, what is this game?
That's a golden crown game right there.
Lin, he kind of ran into the meat grinder right there. He was eating so much Clap Blizzard damage, it was insane, but he knew it was worth it because he could kill the MK, because the MK this whole game was never once allowed an invul. I think if 40 gets one invul in this whole game, he wins.
Yeah.
But Lin took them all away.
This is pretty sick. He's a thirsty, thirsty boy. So this is Fortitude's last gold. He has 1,000. He's not buying the MK backs, waiting for the tavern, I guess, and Lin is mining from 2 bases. 40 has to make a play. That's his last chance now.
He finally got an invul, but I think he needs 2.
Invis Wolves, Raiders getting slowed, a little bit too far forward maybe. Lin's supply is still not good. If 40 can force a fight somehow, ideally on the high ground with the breakers blocking the choke, that's a phenomenal position.
Yeah, I don't think Lin should take a fight. I think he should just base flame all day now. He's got 2 mining expansions. There shouldn't be a way for 40 to take them both out.
Blizzard, off we go. Mountain King is Invis. Comes in as a little bit of surprise maybe. Oh, 2 priests. That's That hurts a lot. Shockwave again. Focus fire on the Mountain King. He doesn't carry the invul, only the heal scroll. Needs it soon. There we go. Dwarf is safe, but switches the target. I'm not too sure if this is the right call, but we'll see. Who am I to doubt Lin? Invis, save again. That Sorcerer's upgrade, man, is doing wonders for 40.
He had the dust against the MK, but not against the Archmage. He was too far away to be tagged there. And the Breaker's still looking decently strong.
Shockwave and Chain Lightning annihilates the Archmage. Long range Stormbolt won't save him. Another kill, no Brilliance Aura. Farseer surrounded though. Shockwave misses! Holy shit, what is this game? 40 HP. This is a dead Farseer with Trading Heroes. Level 5 on the Mountain King. What is going on?
Run, little guy, run!
In the meantime, Akodo gets surrounded as well. 40 with the late game micro moves. Insane.
He's so fast now. Level 7 with a level 3 aura. He's got one more shockwave to use. That Khadgar's pipe also so helpful. And the Archmage is not being revived as opposed to the Farseer. Because guess what? 40's broke. And also, he again doesn't have an altar.
Yeah, that is problematic, isn't it? He's also, yeah, he's completely out of gold. He got rid of one base, but it's still 2,700 remaining in the base in the north because Lin's expansion was so late. 26-minute mark. Lin is coming for the breakers.
And this TC, those right clicks, dude, on level 7, look at him. Look at him go. The attack speed also is pretty crazy. And the TC, he has 2 lives. He can keep duking it out here.
Yeah, I think he can solo this. A few raiders are falling. Mountain King comes in, but he sees the Farseer's back as well. With that, there shouldn't be a chance. Like an
Elden Ring guy. Let me solo her.
Exactly. Well, rinse and repeat. It's Groundhog Day for that Farseer. Gets hit by the hammer. TC, are you able to save your ally? The Zeppelin is so sexy. No. Oh my god, Lin. GG. Can even win with the cardigan on.
Damn.
2-0. And is there anyone really in the chat that doubts that he's the greatest orc of all time? Go away. Go somewhere else. This dude is a god.
So sick. So many good calls by Lin. And also, it would have been so easy for him to miscalculate once, lose everything, not kill the MK, and the game's instantly over. But every time it works out, every time he knows how it's gonna go, every time he knows exactly what to do, after a tough early game. This was a really, really tough early game. But that's Lin. That's Lin for you. I don't know if any human in the world can beat him right now.
If 40 can't do it, probably no one can. This sounds unfair of how good he is. And of course, you look at this bracket, and you see Happy is in one part of the bracket, Lin is in the other part of the bracket. Can these guys please meet? And what better place to meet than in the winner bracket final? Lin is just one map away from there now. Poor 40 though, man. He's playing so well. He's not making any crucial mistakes, except maybe leaving his chair for 20 seconds. But Lin is just a level above.
Yeah, that was very impressive. And that's also a game that can rattle your confidence a little bit. It was his loser's map choice. It was a perfect, I repeat, perfect early game. He got level 3, he got the expansion, he got not 1 but 2 Shadow Priests. He stopped the counter expansion for a long time, he cancelled the counter expansion later, he stole the Merc Camp away, he got a fast level 4, and then he still lost.
Pretty sick, man. We got a few more supporters here. Thank you, Arthur's Ninetail, for the 10-month resub. No ads for this guy in games like these. Sly with a 26-month resub. Soulwrath with 13-month. Warcraft 3 best game of all time. Hype. Money to Black with a 43-month resub. Had my 1-year-old fall asleep in my arms listening to the soothing sounds of Back to Warcraft. I think we woke your newborn up. I'm sorry, that was too hype. And thank you, Taika, for the raid. And thank you, TP League, for these games. It's 3 match points in a row for Lin.
Yeah, this is a tall order for 40 to say the very least. The likelihood, if we were poker players, if we had to give odds on a comeback here, they're pretty low. We're seeing some low-digit percentages. But Fortitude, if he's ever been in a shape to do it, this would be the time. The good thing is there's still a lower bracket for him, which is where he is at the precipice of at the moment. But what a performance by Lin. I mean, I gotta say it again. I don't see any human beating him at the moment, unless Fortitude finds out something new, unless Fortitude now becomes the Super Saiyan that he needs to be.
Okay, the music is certainly fitting for that occasion. We stick with the Archmage, and I wonder what kind of gameplay we see here now. It's Farseer Headhunters, a little bit delayed, so 1 grunt probably. And then 40. Expansion or not? Thank you, Kampfqualle, for the 17-month resub. Nice games, indeed.
Yeah, on this map, of course, there's one huge difference compared to Last Refuge, and it's the fact that there's no Merc Camp. No early Shadow Priest for the human, which is normally a big, big help. But you can still fast expand. Both Chemico and Sok have been playing quite a bit of fast expansion lately. Question is, does Fortitude also feel bold enough to go for fast expansion, or does he not want to do that without Merc Camp support? How important was that Berserker, by the way? Remember? Last map, when Lin stole the Berserker. If 40 gets that Berserker, that whole game looks really different.
Wow, Warcraft 3. Tiny decisions at the right time make a big impact. No Berserkers here, though. And only 1 shop. So Lin's shop control, not that easy this time. Yeah, 40. How keen are you that you need a second base against this monster of an orc? There's a tech.
All right. That's a 2 farm tech, quite fast. Something we've seen a lot from Sok lately is a 2 farm tech into defend, into Beastmaster second, harass on tier 2, and then expand behind it. That seems to be a bit of a Sok specific strat, but certainly something that Fortitude can try to emulate, and something that Lin will have in the back of his mind, we should imagine. There's a blacksmith coming now, though, and that means perhaps no defend for 40.
Huh, okay. Rifle casters. Archmage, level 2, pressuring Lin. But shouldn't get any steals. Maybe a wolf, a little bit of chip damage, forcing a heal cell, forcing an earlier shop. That all adds up and helps you in the mid game.
Interesting, by the way, that Lin, and also I feel like a lot more orcs nowadays have been creeping way more passively, right? A few weeks ago, they would always be creeping the greens in the middle, try to harass, but nowadays they're creeping much more passively, as if they're waiting for the AM to harass them and maybe creep camps away from their side once the AM's level 2. I wonder what's up with that exactly. But as it stands, both heroes have level 2, both heroes have 2 items, and the Archmage likes those circlets. He's going to buy 1 more.
Here we go. I am at the 4-minute mark, by the way. We have to sync ourselves a little bit here. 4 minute 5, 6, 7. Might have to refresh. Now...
I'm refreshed now. I think I'm a bit ahead now, but yeah.
Okay, 4:17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, I'm like 3 seconds ahead.
Okay, let me refresh as well. There we go. All right. Archmage and Farseer basically neutralize each other as they're fighting over some turtles.
Level 3, of course, a big deal right here. And the Farseer now only inches away. Got the item already, the lightning shield, which we recently found out that it does drop on this map.
Who would have thought?
Only drops on some maps. Only here and Northern Isles. Fun fact. Hard to get that in eye. Doesn't quite manage. That's a Farseer on level 3 really early. That looks like a quite solid early game for Lin.
I agree. Wolves especially good, since they counter rifles quite hard, and they can't be possessed anymore on tier 2. Yeah, Lin seems to be in full control so far. But long rifles are coming. Mountain King is coming. A little bit faster than Lin's build, who once again goes for Raiders Kodos Shaman.
You know who was closest in the recent months to beating Lin? Was Chimico in one of his experimental phases in Show Cup when he went for MK Fast Expo. It was a 3-4 best of 7. It was really close, with Lin winning in the end. And the one game was really a throw, I remember, on Concealed Hill. Maybe that's the way you gotta go. Maybe you can't play straight up normal one base, because look at this game already. Like, Lin's got such a huge lead. He's already quite far ahead. What's the next step for Fortitude? Unclear. What's the next step for Lin? Tier 2 expansion. Very clear. And that can be a win condition in itself.
Yeah, that's the make or break. Everything's hurt for Lin. He can't do much at the moment, but Fortitude also taking a step back, going for the lab. Great reward, and creep speed with rifles is pretty good in itself. Oh, losing a peasant there. Whoopsie. Mountain King gets the rune bracers. There's a lot of hero focus in this matchup, so it helps a little bit, but I guess he wanted a different item.
Oh, nicely pointed out by JSLRX in chat. Jamiko, who I think has the best human versus orc matchup in the world, by the way, said that he was able to beat Lin recently with Pally rifles, actually. Recently buffed, of course. What was that tournament? Did I see that tournament? I feel like I didn't.
Must have been TED Cup then, right?
I guess so. So many games.
So many games, and so many games.
TC gets to level 2 here, but... Alright, as far as the mid-game creeping goes, 40 not in a bad spot. We're used to seeing the MK quite far behind the TC, but here, the MK is keeping pace very well, and he's got a lot of mana items. This could be a bunch of clap, but he must have learned his lesson from map 2. He needs invulns really badly, and he got it. Yep. AM to the shop, picked up the invuln. That's a huge deal.
Oh, there was a kill by Lin. Nice chain lightning, preventing level 2 clap for a long time. Crystal ball also not ideal. TC getting closer to level 3, but yeah, the shop control is what I mentioned in the early game. Only one shop and way less map dominance here, as Fortitude is not going for this expansion play. There's an expansion coming up by Lin now, not at the normal 3 o'clock position, but rather in the south.
Lin checked out the shop as well, but of course the items were out of stock. He sold the TP and bought the circlet. That's some stones. All right, Lin. Yeah. All right.
Going for the TC, not level 3 just yet. Water Elemental Purge, here's the clap. Of course, not only damage, but also a little bit of slow for some time. Is it more about the red spot, or is it about the fight? 40, a few kills away from level 3. Very conservative with his mana, needs another kill. Footman about to fall against the creeps. There we go, opens up some supply militia here. Is the timing pretty perfect? That's the double level up. That was impactful. That was all 40 was fighting for.
Chain Lightning, though, doing good damage. This Farseer could really rack up the DPS here with his mana potion especially.
Lots of Chain Lightning coming. Wand of the Wind also went to Lin. Stormbolt's flying, only level 1. Wants this grunt at all costs. 51 supply by 40. This is the make or break that we were talking about. Can he maneuver himself into a solid position? It looks good. The Great Hall still building. But okay, Lin takes the fight. Here's Clap. Can't really stop the TC with the speed scroll on him. Priest in trouble. Here's the Chain Lightning doing a lot of damage once again. And the heroes of Lin diving deep. Stomp into almost everything. Raiders in a good position. But TC hit by the hammer. Level 3 and a kill. And now the Stomp at the Aura is gone. Chain Lightning once more. 40. Can you push through? Good supply lead now. Mountain King has some mana as well. And is safe. Oh my god. Another Stormbolt is another kill. And this expo will take a long time to pay off. And I'm not too sure if Lin got that time.
Yeah, Fortitude all of a sudden with strong hero levels and strong items from the MK. Taking a great fight and seems to have a clear lead now.
Kodo falling, Headhunters falling, dashes out the mana potion, of course, for some Chain Lightning, but that seems a little desperate. The rifles, they're just clicking on absolutely everything and they annihilated. Priest down, but that one was out of mana anyway. Lin is fighting, but for how long? Stormbolt, surround, is that closed? Ah, yeah, these riflemen could use a diet, but in this case, it's perfect. Lightning shield only for a second or two, and that is a killer. Now he might regret selling that town portal. Double level 4. It's just perfect, and Fortitude puts his name on the board. Off we go. We got a series.
All right, nicely done by 40. I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised with how that game suddenly turned around. The early game for Lin looked so good, but the expansion, a bit late, right? You could have set that up at the natural way earlier, but he went to the bottom left. I think he went there in order to make it harder for 40 to scout it. But 40 found out early, got the MK level 3 with good items when he needed, and most importantly, he got the items from the shop. And I think that's a clear mistake by Lin, right? He had map control for a long time, but never grabbed those items for himself.
40 popping off there a little for that one map when we've seen it yesterday after his victory over Sok. He was popping off hard. I think I've never seen a Chinese player with so much emotion on stream, and that makes 40, of course, very, very likable. Will we see that pop off later? Will he get the revenge or the return sweep? Reverse sweep, that's what it's called, against Lin. It's concealed next, and that's gonna be quite rough.
Yeah, this was a great map by 40, but unfortunately things don't get easier because now we go to Lin's map pick, Concealed Hill. Which means Fortitude can certainly forget about the idea of fast expansion. And what other options does he have available? You go for the lab creep, a la Chemico. But getting a fast level 3, which is something that every human wants to do, is certainly not easy on this map, and specifically the tier 2 stage with TC creeping and so on might be a bit harder this time around.
Dude, Fly is just having the chillest day of his life, leaning back there. These Chinese streamers, man, there's something else. Infi, last time in the TP League, eating at the semifinal. Fly now, leaning back.
That's your favorite, right? Eating on stream?
Dude, I hate it so much, dude. I hate it so much. I'd never do it myself. Never will you ever see me eat on stream. Might be a personal thing, because, you know, if other streamers do it, and I hear the smacking sounds.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, it's not. It's not good at all. But you know what's good? That we have game 4. Lin 2, 41. And let's see if Lin can close it out or if we have a tight series after Concealed.
All right. Fortitude now, perhaps with his most difficult map. This is Lin's choice. And what will be the plan here? We've seen lots of innovative play by Chimico, especially not too long ago. We used to see some Griffin play here sometimes, but Fortitude is much more by the book normally.
Is your stream like that from him. Frozen as well?
Yep.
Okay. It counts the seconds though. It's kind of odd. Ah! There was movement? No? Yes? What the hell is going on? There we go. Okay, refresh and it works. Oh. No, it stops again. Jesus Christ. We might have to move to Infi. You know, it's pretty hard for the gamers to play the game, but for the streamers, us, so hard to bring you these games.
Chinese streamers sometimes also struggle, but good thing they got a TXT file, which always helps them out. All right, so we're on Infi?
Yep. We're on Infi. Infi's seemingly in a good mood today. Okay, we got 40 on the upper right-hand side. We got Lin at the bottom left. Corsair Archmage is the setup once again. And we didn't miss much, guys.
So this game so far looking very standard, fast tech by Lin again, by 40 again. With a 2-farm tech, he's slightly ahead of the ORC by a few seconds. This is going to be relevant for the second tier road timing, which is going to be the MK most likely. Then also with the standard 1 grunted to headhunter, which we basically always see nowadays. Both players getting level 2, and Farseer, Tome of Knowledge and Claws. That's a good start for him.
Alright then, more damage is always good, as we've seen how fierce these battles are, but also level 2 for the Archmage, Gloves of Haste, and I don't like that one too much, but the Cloak can be very, very helpful. Oh, will he steal the Murloc? Nope, Lin got it. 40 a little too slow.
I am playing quite aggressively here. I think that is because perhaps of the fountains. He knows he might lose a lot of HP here in this exchange, and healing normally quite difficult for humans, but here on this map with fountains, it's easier if you are allowed to bathe in the waters at nighttime and those pesky wolves don't wake up the residents. Because it turns out the creeps don't like sharing their fountain. It's kind of selfish of them.
Yeah, can't blame them. It looks so nice and they built it, right? So I guess they did. Or at least they fought hard for it. I wouldn't give my pool away either. Oh, lost it. Going to Lin once again. He seems to be just this tiny bit ahead in these encounters here.
And 40 knows he can't really commit in with the footies because they're just going to take too much damage, not find much damage to return themselves. If he went for defend, this would be a different story. I mentioned the sock build earlier, but that is not really 40's style. And that means in the early stages here, basically until he has MK, he's going to be playing on the back foot.
Level 2.5 already. Footman also suffering against the Drake. No bathing for you, everybody. In a fire bloodlusted Drake. That's a scary one. Okay, a little bit of a level lead for Lin. Supply looks better for him too. He is allowed. I would allow Lin in my pool, that's for sure.
And you're not the only one. Kappa Pride. Oh, he's got the cloak. That's, of course, very nice. Good play from the Archmage at least, slowing down Lin right here. But we got good experience on the fast here already, close to level 3. Is he going to go for the lab? Okay, he will for the level 3. That means the TC isn't going to get it, though. And that's going to make reaching level 3 for the TC quite a bit harder.
We might be able to go to the middle, to the right-hand side. But yeah, free healing for the Archmage as well. This is very early level 3 for the Farseer instead. Thank you, Pios, for the 8-month resub. And of course, an uninterrupted creep here will help you through the mid-game. Tier 2 is unfolding. Mountain King, TC, Beastery Lodge, and also Rifle Casters unlocked once again. But Archmage still struggles with levels, and where to get that now?
Always going for the Ogre pull. Ooh. Even before MK.
MK is out in a second. But Lin knows it. Lin knows it!
Oh, yeah. Lin with a scout.
Oh, no! Oh my god, he got that Omnivision somehow. But no Chain Lightning to work with. Makes last hitting a little bit harder. Mountain King is here. Stormbolt. We've seen surrounds earlier. Water Elemental has to block. But okay, Farseer gets out. And the creep moves away. That's some time lost for 40.
Yeah, that was a lot of wasted time, honestly. Really good disruptive play with the Farseer. We saw that in the past, but we don't see it much anymore for some reason. The militia call that we see right here, you can do that for the red camp. Just pull out the red camp, call the boys, Stormbolts around, and you easily get the Ogre, even if the Farseer is there. But that didn't work out, but at least now with the militia he's going to get the lab creep. And the Farseer can't do too much about that now, because finally we have priests for healing, which help with the wolf harass. And the MK again will need to level hard to have a good stage in the mid-game.
He's getting the Golem. That's nice. Will he get a fine item? Has to be. Invo Potion really good. Man, that Farseer and Wolves are just eating away at the Archmage. Can't be that tasty regarding how old he is, but hey, it's effective. Level 2 Mountain King thanks to the Wolf though. TC is also leveling. 2.2. Throw the Beast can be really helpful. I think it's somewhat even with the mini advantage to Lin.
Yeah, I like Lin's position here, certainly. TC level 2.5, and if he creeps the shop, gets the heal scroll, he gets level 3, picks up the invul, and he's got the pendant. And that's the timing, and I think this is the main reason why Lin picked this map. This is oftentimes what it looks like, with a very strong TC timing, getting that level 3 and the items you want. But with a fast tech, Fortitude isn't too far behind. MK is going to get level 3 very soon himself, and he's got some good items as well, but not again plus 10 intelligence like he had before.
Another sub coming in. Thank you, King Abel. Warcraft 3 for the 3-month resub. Calm before the storm, I'd say. Expo by Lin. 40 has to figure this out. He will know that there is an expansion coming, but not that this is the timing already. Illusions, decent, but yeah. More importantly, as you pointed out, heal scroll and invul potion.
40. He's going to the middle of the high ground without level 3. He could have crept level 3 for free on his side.
Against Linz, maybe you have to take these risks, but they're not paying off, are they? TP, shockwave, item, battle bongos, gets out. Whew. And lost the priest there. Maybe a second. Raiders. Oh yeah, the wolf sniffed it.
Oh, that was expensive, dude. That was an expensive item. Cost him the TP and 3 units, and he's still not level 3. 40, why didn't you just creep level 3 first? That seemed certainly questionable. And without the TP, it's so dangerous now for 40 to go out on the map. Which means this expansion is certainly done.
There was also every single priest. Can't dispel. Can't heal currently. That is really problematic. And Lin is moving towards the main base of the human. This is match points, of course, for Lin. If he wins this one, he's in the winner bracket final. He got great heroes. He got a great army. His expo is almost up. 40 needs a big play, but so far, his risky plays are not paying off.
Yeah, this is such a tough position, man. TC full mana, by the way, if it was to come to a fight. This is 4 stomps. And he's fighting the creep drag again. Dude, the movement and the punishes by Lin this game, out of this world.
Okay, let's see how this connects perfectly. The target is the priest. He's trying to clap against it, but the heroes are under-leveled. These might be the last moments for Fortitude in the winner bracket. We have another Storm, followed up by a Chain Lightning Militia coming in. Finally level 3 Archmage, but that doesn't make a difference anymore, or does it? Mountain King is fighting some kills, and also the backline is attacked. Lin with the Beast Scroll, but not too many targets for that. Lightning Shield Storm combo once more. And this is closer than expected. Now Militia are falling. Lightning Shield and Storm combo. Oh my god, it's so many of them. And no heal scroll anymore. This is 1 rifle, 2 rifles, 3 rifle, 4. Mountain King got a carry. And he has a lot of mana. Why is he so conservative with the mana?
And look at the saves on Lin. Absolutely outrageous. Yeah, the MK there should have definitely used a bit more. Lin also somehow didn't use the heal scroll, which was weird. But he's chasing for more kills at the same time. And I think we got our first upper bracket finalist.
It's ridiculous. Archmage with an Invo Potion. He might get 12 supply here, but instead he's surrounded. The Invo Potion doesn't last forever. And Snare at the perfect timing, so he can't hide anymore. And the TC is getting a kill as well. Yeah, Lin knows how far ahead he is. 17 supply. Archmage dead. And 40... This is over.
Yeah, wonderful game by Lin. Showing here why this is such a favorite map of his. Pretty big mistake by 40, honestly. Going up the high ground there, risking it. Not even coming from his side for a more protected position. No, he came from the enemy side on the red high ground. Losing 3 priests there. And that's basically where the game ended. Lin can pump out units now non-stop with the expansion. 40, I like that he's not giving it up yet. He's hoping for Lin to make a mistake. But Lin's not making any mistakes today.
Yeah, I'm also hoping for world peace, unlimited money, the love of my life. But hey, that's not happening. Here's the stomp, and Lin is about to end this. Not an easy life for priests here on Concealed Hill. They were dying like flies, Archmage as well. Oh my god, this is a massacre. 40, why are you doing this to yourself? I know it's the winner bracket, but there it is. Lin in the winner bracket final against either Happy or Colorful. And he looks quite satisfied with himself today.
Yeah, had a bit of a smirk on his face there towards the end. I think he's feeling mostly satisfied with his play, and he has good reason to. 3 of the maps, he played out of his mind. Tidehunters, MK was super strong. He couldn't put enough pressure on. The expansion was perhaps a bit awfully timed, and perhaps the slightest bit complacent. But there's no good reason to criticize him too much for that. In general, outstanding play by Lin, showing again how dominant he is against human. And we are 1 step closer to the Happy Lin matchup. Perhaps if Happy wins the next one. But Colorful, man. Colorful's also been looking really strong.
Yeah, especially in the show cups. You know me, I'm also always criticizing Colorful a little bit, but his matchup versus Undead.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Never noticed. I never noticed, dear. You don't say.
You know, I do say it because oftentimes you don't listen to what I say in the cast, so I make double sure to repeat that. But His matchup versus Undead, and especially the Happy style, is outstanding. I wouldn't be too surprised if Colorful takes a few maps there. I think he would have had better chance in a best of 3 compared to a best of 5. But man, this is hopefully not going to be a one-sided affair. Lorelei showed yesterday that it's possible. But of course, Happy is the big favorite, and Happy is the guy to beat. We go into a tiny little break so I can refill my coffee, and in just 3 minutes, we're back with the second winner bracket, best of 5. It's Happy versus Colorful.